What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can market your brand correctly. Yeah, when it comes to ads, it's not like you can just press one button and your ads start printing you money instantly. To make sure you have your automation set up, your website set up correctly, and that it's optimized for transactions, you have to have your customer service in place and you have to make sure your content is dialed in. If all these things aren't in place, your ads aren't going to run profitably. Before even running the ads, you want to consider if your product is actually good. If people aren't already buying your product organically, then what makes you think they're going to buy it when you run ads on it? You want to have your website in order first. I see a lot of brands even without a domain. So make sure you at least buy a domain to start. If the site doesn't look good, no one's going to buy from your brand. Everyone's just going to think it's a scam. If your site doesn't look trustworthy, what makes you think someone's going to want to put in their credit card information and actually buy it? When it comes to running ads, you must have good content. If you don't have good content, your ads aren't going to do anything because content is what people are actually going to see, and your content is actually what's going to drive traffic to your site directly. Don't run boosted posts at all. You're just throwing money out the window. Like, don't run boost posts. People are talking about, oh, here's my boost post saying so you can scale your brand in 2024, but really boost posts don't do anything at all. It's for people who don't know how to run ads. So every click and every like, every conversion that you get is going to cost you so much more than if you actually run ads on ads manager. If you actually want to scale and you actually want to get real sales, then you have to use ad manager. You can't just boost your posts. So here's a tip for influencer marketing. If you're doing influencer marketing, you want to reach one of the biggest names in your space. So if you get your product to someone like Capri, someone like Quan, someone like Duke Dennis, someone like Kai, someone that's known, it's going to be so much better and you're going to make way more money than if you send it out to a bunch of micro influencers, which not that many people are going to know. But if you send your product out to someone that basically everyone who sees the ad is going to recognize, then your conversions are going to go up a lot. The first day running ads, it looks different for every single brand out there. Instagram don't show your content to all your followers. So if you have a lot of followers, you can set a retargeting campaign to people who follow you so that those people who didn't see your story, didn't see your post, they're going to see your ad. So that way they're already familiar with your brand, so it doesn't take much to get them to make a sale. If you're new, you can just set a broad conversions campaign. So there are 4 stages of brand awareness. The first level is just recognition level. So that basically means that the customer's seen your brand before and they know what it is. The second level is the recall level. When someone's seen your brand, but they may not be able to recognize it by itself. So if they didn't see it, maybe they wouldn't have remembered your brand. The top of my level is third level, and that's where customers think of your brand first when they see a certain product. The brand preference level is essentially when someone will see your brand and another brand side by side, and they'll choose you because they've seen you so many times and they know that your brand is successful and they know your brand is quality. The 4 stages of brand awareness. So once you're in that first stage, you just want to keep showing people the ad until you eventually get to that final stage. And that final stage is when a purchase is guaranteed to be made because they're familiar with their brand. Maybe they bought something before from you, but you want to try and get them to that final stage of brand awareness as much as possible. So using retargeting ads is a great way to do that because you can make the ad appear on their screen so many times that they're just going to get used to you and actually recognize you. When it comes to budget on ads, on TikTok, you have to start with at least $100 a day for a campaign. That's what I start for all my clients, $100 a day, and then scale from there. So the way you do that is you do one campaign and you can do 5 different ad groups at $30 or $40 a day budget. So between $100 and $150 a day budget overall. For Instagram, I would start with $50 a day per ad. So that would be like per campaign, just $50 a day. You could have multiple ad groups within that. So if you want to have multiple ad groups, I would definitely make that at least $25 a day per ad group as well. Um, and you want to give it like 3 to 4 days at least. A lot of people run ads the first couple of days and they don't see results and they turn it off and they're like, oh, ads aren't for me. Ads aren't going to work for my brand. But really, you just have to give it time, especially if you just made your account, you just made your pixel. You have to give it time to warm up and actually start getting sales. You're not just going to start printing the first day with a 20x ROAS. That's not how it works. You're not necessarily going to be profitable straight away. So just keep that in mind before you even start running ads because you don't want to get discouraged when you're not seeing any results. Um, but yeah, when it comes to, looking at brands as your model, you may think, oh, I want to be like Supreme. You have to look at brands. It's good to look up to those big brands because those are the ones that have made it and actually solidified themselves in the community. But when you are just starting out, you want to compare yourself with brands around your following. So let's say you have 10, 20K followers. Look at brands around there. See what they're doing and try to improve on that. Don't just copy exactly what they're doing because no one wants to just see copied items. You have to actually be different. And the way to do that is create a product that stands out and makes you better than your competitors. Create something that your brand is known for. So the people who don't believe ads work haven't ran ads correctly in the past, or they've had a really bad experience with someone like an agency who hasn't ran ads correctly, or you've had too small of a budget to actually see results. So I promise you, ads do work. If ads aren't working for your brand specifically, send me a DM on Instagram, and we'll try and get to the bottom of it. A lot of you guys, it's because of your product. A lot of you guys, it's because of your website. A lot of you guys, because of how the ads are set up themselves. So just send me a DM on Instagram, and I can see if I can help you out. Another thing when it comes to your brand is that pre-made drops convert so much more than pre-orders. No one wants to wait 3 to 4 weeks for their item to arrive at their house. So many people have so many bad experiences with brands, like it's taking 2 months to deliver, like the cozy hoodies. If you want a high conversion rate and you actually want your customers to have a better experience and be a returning customer, you have to have fast shipping. So 2 to 3 day shipping, if you have that, highlight that. So I would definitely say to start off, to build out your brand, to start off with pre-made. I want to go with pre-orders and start off on the wrong foot with potential customers, and they'll never return. So if you don't have returning customers, you don't have a business. So yeah, those are just a few tips on how to market your brand correctly. If you have any questions about any of these things, DM on Instagram, nathaniel.biz, and I'll be able to help you out and give you answers to as many of your questions as possible. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.